Hi, I'm Everett Sesker, your sheriff for Anne Arundel County, and this is One to One. This is a show where we talk about some of the important issues that concern you. I have two great guests here today, and we're going to talk about some of the programs that they're trying to create and put together for our young people. To my right here, I have Kyle Williams. He has some great programs that he's going to talk about. And to my left here, I have my great deputy, Anthony Jetter. Guys, thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Great,
Thank
great.
you for having me, sir.
Thank you. Pleasure. Look, before we get started, I want you to talk a little bit about some of the programs that you got, and then we're going to get into this boxing thing that you guys are doing, how you're going to help the community with it and stuff like that. So tell us about Tunnel Vision first.
Absolutely. So Tunnel Vision, we're a full-fledged sport apparel company. We've been operating out of Anne Arundel County since 2016. But under Tunnel Vision, of course, what we do, our sports apparel and things like that, we have our nonprofit organization called the Chase Your Dreams Initiative, where our mission is to use sports and education as a means to provide social and economic impact for youth.
Okay.
Right. So we've been doing a lot of things since 2020. Of course, we have our Tunnel Vision Men's Basketball League. We've also been running the county high school basketball league as well, which has been pretty great. We put together a multitude of toy drives, Thanksgiving giveaways, different initiatives, field trips where we've taken young people outside of their neighborhoods to expose the world. You know, Project Exposure is something that we talked about. We worked with a group where we took some kids from Anne Arundel County over to Italy, most recently last year, to participate in like a World Basketball Championship. We've done things on the football side, baseball, so we're kind of really engraved into the community, more so in the Western District and down in South County as well.
So let me ask you this, because I hear about the sports and things like that, but from what I understand, your organization, Tunnel Vision stuff, it's more than just sports. It's about teaching young people, you know, how to succeed in life.
Absolutely. So outside of the sports, we know sports is like the fun thing to do, right?
Right.
But we really use career pathways to try to help guide our young people to understand that sports is one thing, it's a tool, right? But preparing you for life skills is what we're ultimately here to do. We've worked with Meade Middle School, Annapolis High School, different high schools within Anne Arundel County, where we also teach trades as well, right? So as you know, we're specialists in manufacturing, textile, clothing making. We actually have a program called the Visionary Program where we go to different schools throughout the county and work with our children in the village as well to teach them about the skills of how to create graphic design, how to create your own clothing, different things like that. We brought in barbers, cosmetologists to teach them about that, plumbing, just different things that we try to teach them to, because we know as most people, not everybody's going to go to college, but if you have a trade, right, you can still be successful in life, man. So not only in sports, we're building future leaders as well. Okay,
great. That's what I like about your program. It's not just sports, it's about showing people, hey, we can provide you with a trade, you know, the expertise to be successful in life.
Absolutely. So then we put together different one-off events, right, to also tackle social issues within the community. You know, in 2021, we did a Celebrity Weekend for Unity, where we gave back to nonprofits that were supporting children in Anne Arundel County. Pretty soon, which we'll talk about, we're doing a violence prevention weekend that's going to be beneficial to the county. So we also get embedded into the social issues as well.
Good. I tell you what, there's a lot more I want to talk to you about, but let's hold on for a second because now we got to introduce this person right here. And I tell you what, I've known him now for my entire time that I've been the sheriff of Anne Arundel County. So thank you for coming. Thank you for being on here.
Thank you.
Now you have some expertise. You've boxed. You were a boxer, right?
Yes, I was. I was a pretty high-level amateur, had 100 amateur fights. I started at the Laurel Boys and Girls Club, so I am a product of a Boys and Girls Club system, which incredible. Like the Boys and Girls Clubs and programs like that, like Kyle has, helped the kids so much because it helped me stay on the straight and narrow.
Gotcha.
You know, and then I had my amateur career, then I went into the professional ranks, and I had a pretty good professional career, 20 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw, fought for a world title. So yeah, the boxing really has been a big part of my life.
Okay, great. Now, you told me something when we were talking about boxing, and it caught my attention. Now, we have a local, somewhat local hero. He wasn't from this county, but he was from our neighboring county, Prince
Sugar
George's
Ray,
County.
yeah.
And you boxed in this gym. What was that like? Talking about Sugar Ray Leonard.
Sugar Ray Leonard, yes. First amateur fight was at the Ray Leonard gym, and
Okay.
I had probably about 30 amateur fights out of my 100 I competed at that gym in Palmer Park, Maryland. And it was incredible. And actually, when I turned pro, I signed with Sugar Ray Leonard out of the amateurs. So I got to meet him, talk to him on the phone, and little secret, it's not that big.
No.
On TV, he looks incredibly big, but when I met him in person, he was like 5'9"-ish.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was a little bit, I'm like 5'10" and a half, and I was way bigger.
Yeah.
But on TV, he looks incredible. He's one of the greatest boxers of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah. I had an opportunity. I was a commander at the District 3 station in Palmer Park, and the gym was right down
Right
the
there.
street.
Yeah, it's right across the street.
Yep,
yeah.
right across the street. So Sugar Ray came back because he was doing some work in the community, trying to get young people involved in boxing and different things. So I had the opportunity to meet him, and it's like a childhood hero.
Yes.
To meet him, and I must admit, I was starstruck.
Yeah.
I was starstruck, and to talk to him, very down to earth. Very down to earth guy. Just want to come out and help, but really great. Look, now you two are working together on something.
Sure.
I think it's dealing with boxing, and you want to get young people involved. What can you tell us about it?
Yeah, sure. So I actually, Tony and I actually just have a real fresh relationship. We actually just met a couple of months ago, man, but it's a real great match made in heaven type of relationship. If you guys know, he does professional fights over at Maryland Live Casino, Jetta Promotions, which is great, by the way.
That's what I forgot to mention.
Right.
And we're not sponsoring anything. We're not endorsing anything here.
Sure.
But you do fight promotions now.
I am a promoter, yes.
Okay.
So we started doing it about 15 years ago, and we've done 13 shows at Live Casino and Hotel in Hanover, Maryland. We were the first event there when they opened it up. They had like a pre-event center as they built out the main event center. So we were the first one in 2018. So really thankful for our relationship with Live, because I know Live does so much for the community.
Right.
All the graduations are held there in Anne Arundel County. So we're really happy to be a part of that.
Good.
That family.
Good. Now, Live Casino, they provide some funding for some of your things.
Absolutely. They support our programs in the community as well.
Okay. Yeah. So now the boxing thing, you guys are working together on this project here. What is it? You're trying to get young people involved in boxing, show them a different outlet, something positive here?
Yeah, so we're creating the Tunnel Vision Boxing Leadership and Training program, right?
Okay.
And really what it is to, as we know in Anne Arundel County, there's been some issues with the younger generation in terms of community disputes and things like that, and we're really trying to use this to use it as a conflict resolution program, but also for them to be able to learn, just discipline, what it takes to be a professional, what it takes to be an adult and be successful in life, just through what you learn through boxing. We know boxing takes a lot of discipline, right? So we decided to partner with Tony Jetter and his side to be able to provide this boxing program at the new Severance Center in Anne Arundel County. So it's going to be a program for kids from 7 through the ages of 17, 18. 18, and then what we're going to be doing is teaching them the basic skills, right? But also they're going to be learning about career building. They'll get to be able to have some guest speakers that are professional boxers that'll come in, teach them about what it takes to do that, and then we're going to have some conflict resolution piece to it where, we're going to talk about alternate ways to deal with issues as opposed to the shootings, all of the stuff that really tears down Anne Arundel County that we don't need. So we're really excited about it.
Okay.
And then those that excel at a high level, we're actually going to take them and put them into amateur boxing and try to get them to take them along the process if they want to become pros.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I like what you're saying now. Now, Tony, let me ask you this, because I know there's some parents out there with everything that's going on, in the world involving, head concussions and stuff like that. They're afraid.
Yes.
So what would you tell these parents out there about boxing?
Boxing is one of the very safe, especially amateur boxing. They use
Okay.
big gloves, they have headgear, and so forth. So it's it's a safe sport.
Okay.
You know, I mean, people play tackle football and so forth, but the amateur boxing is a lot.
Okay.
I feel like with the headgear and the bigger gloves, it's studies have shown that it's a lot more safe than a lot of the other amateur sports.
You know, I guess with any contact sport, there are some risk involved.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
But I'm sure, like just like football, which is kind of like new to studying head concussions
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and they've changed the helmets and stuff. Boxing, this has been around for a while. So I take it these studies have been around for a while to say, hey, we need to protect our athletes.
Yep.
You know, because when I watch boxing and I see the referee is quick to now jump in. You know, it's no
Fast.
longer, you know, the person got to be laying on the floor, you know, out cold. I see they now jump in before the person even hits the ground sometimes because it's like, it's no longer we're just waiting for the knockout. We also want to see, you know, it seems like they also want to see, can that person defend themselves?
That's correct, and especially on the amateur level, it's really they stop it fast,
Okay.
and there's so much more padding. The gloves are made differently,
Okay.
so it's now like you said, things happen. Sports as a whole, there could be accidents and so
Right.
forth, but overall, very very safe sport.
Okay.
And boxing as a whole teaches so like Kyle had said, like the work ethic, there's so many things that it teaches for these kids that will help them later on in life.
Right.
Even if they don't want to become professional boxers,
Okay.
work ethic, the consistency and so forth really helps them, guide them through life.
Okay. And now, for the parents out there, what can you, or even the kids, what can they expect? They come to this and they're gonna get into boxing. You know, what are the demands? Because it's one thing to say, you know, I want to box. You know, I want to box. But you don't. The only thing you see is the boxers getting into the ring. You see the fight, but you don't see everything that led up to that.
Yeah, it's a difficult process to start from the beginning to get to somebody that's actually going to compete, because the work ethic, the discipline, the consistency, and all those things that it takes to make it to the next level are incredible. But it's such a good thing because it teaches all those attributes that you'll need throughout life, and that's why boxing really is, and I think all sports. I mean, any amateur athletics as you're growing up are good, but boxing as a whole, I feel like teaches kids that they don't, you know, with the violence, you know, prevention that Kyle's talking about. It really shows kids that they don't have to. Once they know how to fight, they don't have to take it to the next level because they already know, hey, I can defend myself because you just said something that maybe, you know, made me mad. I don't have to take it to the next level because I can defend myself if I have to.
Okay. One of the things that we discussed earlier before we went on camera is the cost of sports now.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I remember I was just telling somebody, I said when I played basketball back in the day, there were 10 games for the season. And then if you're lucky enough, you get to the playoffs. We didn't have participation trophies, but that's a whole different topic. You were lucky enough, you got to the playoffs. And I think it cost my parents, besides the cost of shoes, whatever they was, like $20.
Yeah.
And I know times have changed and it's not going to be $20 anymore. But to get involved with your program, how much are we talking about for the kid, for parents to fork up?
So that on behalf of the I Chase Your Dreams initiative in Tunnel Vision, this is going to be a completely free program. So
Wait a minute, say it again?
this is going to be a completely free program.
Okay, all right.
You know, so our thing is we know how the cost of sports nowadays and the rising of cost of living has affected certain demographics from being able to participate in sports, which is a reason why a lot of these children end up doing the things that we don't want them to do, right? So we wanted to make sure that this program was serving the community and was absolutely free, so that way we can get as many young people in the door and change lives as possible.
Good, good, good. I like that. And I think that's what prohibits some kids from getting involved in sports. I see kids nowadays, and it bothers me because I got my start in sports. And sports was one of the, don't get me wrong, I had a great household with my parents and stuff like that. But sports helped to mold me into the person I am now. And it didn't cost a lot.
Right.
It didn't cost a lot, you know. To me, the way sports looks now, it's like you got to put so much money out with, and it's like not every kid is going to be a professional. Not every kid is going to be a professional boxer. Like you said, they may never even get to the point where they're ready to compete. But what they will get from your program, for what I see, is they'll learn some discipline. You know, they'll learn how to work as a unit with, you know, other people, other coaches and things like that. So I think that's a plus. Yeah. You know, you guys are doing some great things. And is there anything else you would like to add, so you can let parents know out there that this program is coming?
If you don't mind, I would love to talk about the Violence Prevention Weekend that we have coming up. Would you like to talk about that?
Violence Prevention Weekend,
Yep.
Let's do it.
So Violence Prevention Weekend we're doing in conjunction with the county executive. Excuse me, we're shooting for March of 2024.
Okay.
So it's actually going to be March 9th and March 10th.
Okay.
And how we're doing it is on Saturday, there's going to be a teen summit. So if anybody remembers back in the day BET, they used to have a teen summit program.
I remember that.
Where they talked about social issues, how to deal, having open communication and things like that. So we're having that at the Severance Center on March the 9th, 2024. And we're bringing in some social influencers, some celebrity athletes and different things to join that conversation with us. And we really want to learn what are our teens going through in school, what are they going through in our neighborhood, the traumatic experiences that they may have, how to deal with them, and then give them resources to be able to overcome the challenges that they may have. And then what we're doing is we're going to have you guys as the audience, so county council, the school board, and so forth, because we're going to be the ones that make the change from the conversation. Right? And then following up on that Sunday, March 10th, we're hosting a celebrity basketball game where we're going to bring in different celebrities, athletes, and so forth. We're actually going to have a public safety versus AACPS basketball preliminary game. So you got to get geared up to play right. And then the proceeds that we raise are going to go towards programs that help combat violence in Anne Arundel County.
So, I like it.
And we're looking for everybody to get involved in
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll be there, but I don't think I'm suiting up. my suiting up days are over with, but that's great. That's great. Tony, anything else you want to add, anything about your career? Now, I'm overlooking an important part here. You became a deputy. You are an Anne Arundel County deputy.
Yes,
and
sir.
prior to joining us, you were with Baltimore City.
Yes.
Okay. How did you get into law enforcement?
How to get into law enforcement? Great career. I was, like we had talked a little bit earlier about how boxing was able to keep me on the straight and narrow. It taught me, you know, I never did drugs, never drank. I was able to stay out of trouble, pretty much. And once boxing was over, I was law enforcement, incredible career. And I decided to, you know, jump on and come aboard. And incredible. Like the family I've picked up through law enforcement has been a family I'll have for life. And I'm sure you know, you know, being a veteran of law enforcement, like it's so really, really a good thing. Good, good, good. And you know what? What you're telling me is very similar to my career, because I played basketball all of my life. You know, I played from when I was 8 years old all the way up through my senior year in college. You know, didn't miss a season or anything like that. And once it was over, I went out into the job world for about a year. And I said I needed to be a part of something, you know, something that's a little bigger than me. And I wanted to be a part of a team, and it was law enforcement. So I got into that, and it was probably, you know, one of the best decisions that I ever could have made. And this is also my plug out there for anybody that's interested in becoming an Anne Arundel County deputy. We are hiring. Please, you know, go to our website. But look, I want to thank both of you guys for coming on, and I really
appreciate what you're doing in the community. You know, there are probably hundreds of other things you could have been doing out there.
Absolutely.
You know? But you decided to dedicate yourself and your life to helping our young people
Sure.
at home here in Anne Arundel County.
Absolutely.
You know, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
And same with you, young man. You know, you've done the boxing thing, and now you've decided to dedicate yourself to helping our community, putting on the uniform, and you two teaming up together. I see very good things. So thank
Absolutely.
you both.
I appreciate you.
And we will make sure that we get your information out there,
Sure.
what you're trying to do on some of our, you know, upcoming shows and even this show, you know. But again, thank you. And I want to thank everybody for joining us today. It has truly been a pleasure. And please, as always, be careful and look out for one another.